Welcome back to another video by the Seal Clubber. Now, I'm sorry for not uploading recently because I was unfortunately heading off somewhere, but now I'm back with another video. This is the third video in the guide series, and today we are going to be talking about admirals. So basically, admirals are people that you recruit that lead your fleets. Now, why would you want them? You're gonna want them because they make your fleet stronger and they have special abilities, some of them, that'll make them really good for attack or defense. You can set admirals to have them maybe be an attacker or be a defender. So the basics. Now, how do you get admirals? Now, you get an admiral in the beginning. It's given to you, I believe it is a blue, which is like a rare admiral. So if you come in here, this is how you view your admirals. If you go into Naval Academy, this button right here. Now, generally, this button will become available, and it will, once you reach Space Station 3, level 3 right here. This is when the game will force you, pretty much, if you want to progress farther, to build Naval Academy, right here. And this is where you can start recruiting every day. The admirals reset every day. You go into more Naval Academy. This is the recruit. Every day you are given 3 admirals. These 3 admirals, okay, right here, you can see I got 3 here. You can instantly refresh them for 100 GEC every day, and this will give you 3 new ones. Every day you can pick one. So if, for example, here right here is, I believe, is a blue admiral, pretty good. You just have to click and click recruit. I don't have any space right now, but if you want, you could click on it and get admiral this way. Then the other 2 become unavailable, so you can't like recruit all 3. There is a limit on how many you can have. For example, right now, since my Admiral Academy is currently at level 3. This means I can have, if you click info, 6 admirals. I believe the max is 15. You can see it lists how many are working in the fleet idle and how many are captured. So, once you get here, all you have to do is every day you come and check in on Naval Academy. You can choose if anything good, or you don't have to at all. Now here are the levels at admirals. This is kind of important. So, there are basically 5 levels of admirals. There's the white admiral, and there's actually other names for it, but it's hard to say, so we're just gonna call them white, green, blue, purple, and orange. So the lowest you can get in this game is a white admiral. These are generally the worst, and they barely offer. They usually don't even have any buffs. You can see that they are empty slots. You cannot add to these slots. These are the admiral abilities. You can see they do have a bunch of abilities on them. If you want to check them out, that's what they do. It's not much to explain them. I'll go through them if you want, but generally they're not very important if you are just starting off in the game, but they will matter once you start getting to know the admirals. So here we are with the white admiral. These are the most basic. They generally have no buffs, and they only offer a 10 leadership bonus. As admirals level up, they gain more leadership, and as you can see, they got attack damage increase and also incoming damage reductions. So as you level them up, they will start to do more damage and take less for their fleet only. How do you level them up, you might ask? You level them up by participating in battles or scanning planets. They gain experience. It does become very hard to level them up later. You can level them up by clicking the button here beneath the admiral you want, clicking upgrade, and you can choose what you want. So for example, if I want to level this admiral up, all you have to do is just let's use a 100. You see it levels them up. It tells you like how much bonus it gains and the leadership it gets. So now that we're here, so you generally don't want to recruit any white admirals because they're not really good. These are really basic. Moving on, you get the green admirals. These are generally the somewhat rare, but you should probably get them in a normal refresh day, so they're not that hard to find. These usually have at least one admiral ability. For example, this one right here, you can see it starts with admiral experience gain 10%. It's pretty much one of the worst you can have, because once you level it up to full level, it'll become useless. Another here, I have another one here. This one is fleet accuracy, which pretty much means your ships will hit, because this game has a hidden accuracy stat for your weapons. So the green admirals, you probably want to pick them up in the early game, but you don't want to keep them for too long because they only go up to level 20. Now, each admiral has a maximum level. So for these silver or white admirals, they go up to level 10, and then you can't level them up anymore. So not a lot of room for improvement. and every time the admirals do level up, you get more leadership. So you can see it says 210 under the name. That will go up every time you level the admiral. Over here you have 125, the green, that's the standard. And usually this number is not really right because this admiral is not level 1, but generally it's about 150 at this number. This is the admiral you get in the beginning, by the way. The purple admiral usually starts at 175, I believe. And the best admiral, the super rare legend, is generally at 200 stock, which means when you get it for first time. So generally you want to move on to the blue admirals. These are really good for early to mid game. They could have 1 or 2 boosts abilities. This one, as you can see, protector. Now protector, what it does is when your fleet overall health reaches, as you can see here, 40%, what they will do is they will automatically retreat, so they won't get totally destroyed ever. And also you can see escape artists, which pretty much means they cannot be captured, which I'll be talking about later. So blue admirals are good for early to mid game, and you do want to swap them out soon though. They're kind of harder to find, but if you can find them, they're not too bad. They go up to level 30 maximum. Finally, these are really starting to get really good. You come onto the purple, or I think they call it the elite admirals. These are really kind of rare. They're not too easy to find, but you generally will find a few as you progress through the game. So this is one of my best ones. You can see they usually have a really good boost on them, and the colors just pretty much mean how good they are. For example, you can see here, that's a white silver boost, not really good. And you can see up here we got a purple leadership boost. But anyway, this is a really good one. You can see that it does 20% more damage for fleet attack. That's really good. And 10% for fleet damage reduction, which is also pretty good if you want to take less damage. So that's the purple admirals. They're really good. They usually have at least 2 boosts, maybe 3, but that's really, really rare. And you can see this one, precision again, plunderer, does more damage. The space station buff is not really useful since, you know, space stations, they don't really have a lot of health. You pretty much blow them up if you're at higher level. I do want to mention something though. The shield technology is currently broken. It does not work. It recovers 20% after battle. It doesn't work for some reason. I've informed the Nova team about this, and I hope they do fix it in the future because it's really useful if you want to be attacking pirates and not have to go back to the dock to recharge your shields every time. So then you get to the top, off the top, and that is the legend. People have spent a lot of money, real world money, try to get one, and they still have it just by refreshing. These are really rare. I actually managed to get one on my pretty much like 5th day of playing. I don't know what just happened. I refreshed, I got it. This is a pretty good admiral. Doesn't have any like offense or something boost, but does have a leadership 75, which is really high. You can really get a lot of ships into this fleet if you level it up. And you can also see the shield, which doesn't work, but if it does work, it'll be really good. 30% after the battle. And you can level up purple admirals to level 40 and orange admirals up to level 50, which will take a long time, but once you do, it's going to be a really good admiral. I believe it's going to be almost double damage compared to like a new orange admiral, so you definitely want to get it. So now that you know basically about admirals, all you have to do is just go into your dock, make a new fleet, go into overview, and you can choose admiral. So for example, we want to put in the legend in here. All you have to do is click assign. And there you go, you have admiral in here, and admirals do increase the fleet power. So as you can see, it's 8,000 now. But if you want to remove it, all you have to do is click in here and click remove. This does not like delete the admiral. Just click remove. And you see it goes down by about 1,000. This would be really significant upper when you have big fleets, of course. So if you click in here, and if you don't want an admiral, which we'll do with this green one, since I don't want this one, you just click dismiss right here. It'll ask you if you really want to, and you just click OK. And now you got an extra slot to recruit a new one. Admiral. That's how you get one. And you can see the other 2 do become blocked off. So you can only choose one. Once you get a new one, you can instantly upgrade really easily. And that's basically it for admirals. Now, there's another thing you might want to know. It's Admiral Capturing. So, once you reach Space Station 4, you'll be able to build the prison. It's required.
Guard box patrolling.
Guard box, apparently. Here's the prison. It holds captured enemy admirals. So, once you reach Space Station 4, you'll be able to capture under admirals. The general rate is 25%, so if you engage another player in battle, you have a 25% chance to capture the admiral unless they have the escape artist, which you saw before means that they cannot ever be captured. But for this one, right here, you can put them in here. Now, I don't think I have any in here right now, but if you do, they will show up. They will have a ransom, which the other player has to pay to get their admiral back. So you pretty much capture them. You can't use them yourself, unfortunately, but you do capture them, and they have to pay a lot. If it's an orange admiral, they have to pay like a lot of minerals, a lot of energy. But if it's a really basic like silver or green admiral, they barely have to pay anything. So, next, if you want to move on, the prison is basically that. That's all you need to really do. And I believe that covers it all for admirals, you know. If you get an admiral with like a defense buff, like 10% less damage, you probably want to put into a tank fleet, you know, bunch of frigates or something, light cruisers. And if you get a really good attack damage, for example, our legend right here, you can know the purple one, the 20%, you want to assign this to like a really good fleet of yours that does a lot of damage, and you should be good. Level them up, you know, use your XP, and you should get them up to really strong. Alright, I think that's all we need to know for admirals. If you have any questions, put it down in a comment below. Subscribe, like, all the basic stuff. And I'll come out with a new video if I come to it anytime soon. Maybe I'll have to check on what we want to do next. So, thanks for watching, and I wish you all good luck in Nova Empire.